What's up, y'all? My name is Jack The Underdog, and welcome to Team Underdog, What the Inside of My Head Sounds Like, which is my new podcast series that we're working on here. Again, if y'all don't know who I am, my name is Jack The Underdog. I am 25 years old. I use he, him pronouns, and I am a pop punk artist here in Nashville, Tennessee. I've been into pop punk pretty much my whole life, pop punk and rock music. Some of my biggest influences are, Neck Deep, The Story So Far, Travis Barker, Blink-182, Sum 41, Newfound Glory. I could really go on forever. All of those classic pop punk bands, as well as, the scene ones, Sleeping with Sirens, Pierce the Veil. Really anything that was at Warped Tour, I'm a fan of it. So I'm going to kind of walk y'all through some of the history that I've been through with my music. So I originally started as a musician back in elementary school when I picked up cello. So cello, super punk rock, right? I learned how to play cello. I want to say I was probably like 11, 12 years old maybe. And I found out very quickly that music was for me and sports were not. I was very unathletic. So I just jumped right into music as a young kid. After playing cello for a couple years, I joined School of Rock in middle school. And School of Rock's a program. I was taking lessons there for guitar, bass, vocals, whole bunch of different instruments. And then after a little bit, joined the songwriting program, which was a program at School of Rock where a group of us got together just to learn how to write songs and perform them in front of people, which was a really great, intro for me to do this. And I immediately loved it. My first song I ever wrote was a song about a ventriloquist doll from the Goosebumps series. Shout out R.L. Stine. But I knew I loved writing music. I knew I loved music, but my music passion really took off when I joined the pop punk group show at School of Rock. I learned a whole bunch of music, everything from NoFX to Newfound Glory to Blink-182, Sum 41, Yellow Card, Paramore. We were playing songs like from all those bands live as a group. And it really showed me the music that I love and what really brought me to what I do today. So after kind of getting introduced to pop punk music, I jumped into some bands. So I was in a band, Monster in My Closet. Funny thing is 3 of the 5 members all turned out to be LGBT. So don't know if that name was a reference for what was in the closet there. But also, the more recent one was Painting Stars, and that was my high school band that I was in from, I want to say 2013 to technically still now, because we still kind of work together and work on stuff. We played, at least every, 2 weeks in Minnesota, back from where I'm from. I'm from Minnesota. Forgot to say that, y'all. We played all the time, and we were doing originals and covers. One time we did a cover show and every band had to pick one band they were going to cover. And our singer was a girl, so we chose to do Paramore, and people thought we really were Paramore, which is a funny story there. We had some fangirls. But that really showed me how much I loved writing music and how much I loved performing it. So the singer and I, Sarah Underwood, who we're going to talk about a little bit later, we both actually ended up applying to Belmont University for songwriting. And we found the school by ourselves. We didn't talk about it beforehand, which is a really weird coincidence. And we both got accepted for songwriting. So we moved down here when we were 18 years old back in 2015 to go to Belmont University for songwriting. A couple months after that, The Story So Far posted something for their upcoming tour. And they were asking for local bands in each city that they were going to on their tour to open up for them. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, we're going to get Painting Stars to open for them. So I submitted the band, didn't really think much about it. And then one day I was in my 8 a.m. music business class, and I get an email from The Story So Far's manager that they had chosen our band to open up for them. So I immediately walked out of the classroom. I left all my stuff. I just walked straight out of the classroom and started calling my band members and freaking out and screaming, crying, throwing up, shitting, all of the above. Because The Story So Far, a year before that moment, my band member and I had gone to a Story So Far show, and we had just said, next year we're going to open up for them. And I have goosebumps just thinking about it, because we really made that happen. We really said next year we're going to open up for them, and then it happened. And it was such a great experience. It was at Rocketown in downtown Nashville back in 2015. I believe Turnstile, Turnover, I believe, were both opening as well. And it was just so much fun. And all of the money from the ticket sales that we were doing and some of the merch stuff that they were doing as well were going to a charity that we chose, and we chose Gilda's Club, which is a cancer support organization and charity here in Nashville and actually across the whole country. After that, I was making a lot of music, writing every day, collaborating. And then I think this was in 2018. There was a competition at Belmont University for any songwriting majors. They could submit a song and potentially be added to a single song deal with a record label called Contour Records, which is actually an electronic record label out in Germany. I had submitted one of my songs back in the day. I made a lot more, electronic pop, R&B kind of stuff. So I submitted one of my songs and I won the contest, which was super exciting and super cool. So I got the chance to sign a single song deal with them. They produced up my song and we released it. It's called Monster. It's still out there if y'all want to hear it. So that was a really great experience to learn kind of how like the actual music industry works on the business side, and how like a record label and record deal would look for something like a single song. After that, I graduated Belmont University right into COVID, right in 2020. So my last semester at Belmont was the first semester where everyone had to go online and everything. It wasn't fun, but I really took all that time after graduating to write all the music that I'm working on now. Worked for so long on, changing up my style, going back into my roots with that pop punk, emo, alternative, rock kind of vibe, working really hard on that. And so that's how this project came together. So fast forward to 2022. Back in September, I released my EP called the Junkie EP. And there were 6 songs on there that I love and I'm so excited about. And I'm so happy that I get to share them with anyone that wants to listen to them. And those songs are Junkie, which I wrote with my producer, Joel Jorgensen. High Holiday and Hate That For Me, which I had written alone. Scared of You, who I wrote that with my friend Joey Lamping, which is actually his birthday today. Shout out Joey Lamping. I wrote Conversation with my good friend Amy Asher. And I wrote my song Wasting Away with Sarah Underwood. And actually, back in 2020, we also wrote a song called Dolly. And so we're going to talk about that one a little bit as well. But the reason I'm talking about all of these songs and everything is because what we're going to do with this podcast is bring in all of my collaborators, my co-writers, people that help me make this music what it is, help me get what the inside of my head sounds like out so that everyone else could hear that. So I'm going to bring all of them in. We're going to have some chats with them, talk about, how the music came to be, how we're feeling about it, all of that, any funny stories. And I'm just really excited to share all of my experiences with y'all and kind of take y'all along that journey with me. So thanks so much for listening, y'all. Again, my name is Jack The Underdog. You were listening to Team Underdog, what the inside of my head sounds like. And don't forget, you matter.